I was a little premature. So what else is new? Yes, you have a watch. Come on.
I'm not sick anymore.
Good old mezcal.
Mezcal. Nothing like some mezcal.
Yeah, yeah.
Love me some mezcal.
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 All right. I don't know where they make it, but it's delicious.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's in the name.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
But yeah.
Mexicali? Is that where they make it?
Maybe. Way people pronounce it, possibly, yeah.
Well, welcome back, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm not sick anymore. That last episode when I was on before my trip, that shit hit me like a fucking truck.
Yeah.
But I still had a flight to catch.
Yeah. People.
Yeah, it was
Oh wait. I have to edit that out.
He's a what?
I don't want to bring attention back to it.
Well, at least it's at the beginning of the episode, so
yeah. It's one of those like I don't want us to get flagged from.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, welcome back, man.
Thanks. It was a good time. It was good to see family, friends, do the bar crawl, all that stuff. It was a really good time. And I remember 95% of it. Not black out like I usually do.
Here you go.
Brought back this off.
Oh, yeah. I still like the other one a little better, but that one's pretty.
So do I.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That was fun. It was good to see family, and then came back, got to work. I work St. Paddys. You didn't. How was it for you? How was it? How was it being off on the St. Paddys for the first time in what? Since you started bartending?
Shit. Yeah, even before I started bartending, I still didn't get St. Patrick's Day off. I've just always been lucky, so I had to do it. Mm-hmm. I forgot how to day drink. But I'm still a professional, so yeah. I soldiered on through it. I mean,
well, you see it all the time.
So. Oh yeah. Like I see the signs. I know what to do and what not to do. I knew when to eat, when to water and everything like that. So
marathon.
Yeah, marathon. I was up until 7 the next day. So definitely a marathon.
Yeah,
definitely a marathon. But
I was more tired about that than from the drinking.
Just being up
and playing games and socializing and shit. Yeah. I was more tired, like from being up that late than being tipsy drunk. That was
saw when your battery hit E several times, man.
My battery was on E when we got back home.
Yeah,
my battery was already on E. Yeah. My battery was on E when we were going to your job.
Yeah, it was on E. I remember I turned around and saw you, and you're like holding a shot. You're like, I'm about to leave you, man. I felt like I was getting divorced.
Yeah, I was like in that power save mode. I'm like, I'm just running background functions right now. That's the only power that I have left for, just background functions. That's it. You cannot turn me on to do anything. That wasn't a euphemism for anything.
I didn't say anything.
You gave me that look.
I gave them that look. Oh, maybe someone feels guilty over here.
Just say it.
I'm sure someone out there could have turned you on. They'll let you know in the comments. I know if you could have turned him on St. Patrick's Day.
It was cool because I worked early on in the afternoon. We had those pockets of crowded people, whatever. It was nice. It wasn't too crazy. I didn't get any of the really fucked up people. Coworkers told me that later on you did have some really drunk people, but nobody was outlandish. Those people didn't realize that it was a marathon. It's okay. Yeah. So it was nice to be able to get out early enough to go enjoy the night still. And we got to visit one of the bars that had permanently closed.
That was dope. I hadn't been there before.
It was. And for me, it was really nice to go to that bar and kind of, I guess, relive for that moment where I kind of decided I wanted to eventually move to California.
Yeah.
And I had this moment where I'm sitting waiting for the drink and I'm just looking around. It was packed as fuck.
Packed,
it was a fucking sauna.
I forgot what it was like to be on this side of the bar when it was packed because I don't go out like that.
I was just looking around and then I saw the area where they had booths before. They had booths before. So I saw the area where they had the booth that I was sitting in, and I just, again, like with the other place, I like it saw my younger, like 22, 23-year-old self, however hell old I was. Fuck.
Yeah, you okay there?
Yeah, I'm just excited. So I saw my younger self sitting there at that booth, just kind of listening to the music and shit, and then deciding like, yeah, I need to move out here.
Was it like Star Wars where you just saw a ghost of yourself? Like
it was more
sitting there partying and everything?
It was more like an Attack on Titan where older Eren Yeager's able to kind of see his younger self by like visiting the past, but he's not physically there.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that. Like I could see my younger self there, and then now just like me, my older self, I'm like, damn. Really, I came back here. I said I would.
Now you're on YouTube wearing sunglasses.
Yes.
Look how far you've come.
Yeah, I've come a long way. But it was nice. It was a really nice feeling for me, and it was great overall. Like it was really cool. Yeah. Unfortunately, that we can't go back to that place because it's closed.
Yeah, again. I really do hope they open it back up.
I do too. It's a great space.
It's one of those places where, you know how when people come into town, and we've talked about it before, obviously, but when people come in, like, whoa, where should I go and all this, and I'm like, dude, I'm not a fucking tour guide. So I can tell you a couple places that maybe people go, but I'm not going to tell you the places I go because I don't want to see you there. Casey's is the type of place I wouldn't tell anybody about. I feel like that's where I want to go because, you know, it's down one floor. It's not hidden, but it's on a street where there's not a lot of foot traffic. So that's where the locals, other bars, like that's where they want to go to get away from everybody. We need places.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And and speaking of people asking you where they should go, we were standing there waiting for her beers and stuff, and it took a minute. You know, it was really busy, so I'm not gonna criticize them whatsoever.
No, they were doing the best they could. I had no problems with the
service. Their systems went down too, which
I heard about that.
Yeah, so that no shade to them, whatever. Like they did as best as they could. But somebody asked me, they tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around, and they were giving out tokens at the door, and they were drink tokens,
which was cool because they charged a cover, which we weren't like prepared for, but I didn't have a problem with because, you know, it's just a pop-up.
Yeah.
But the way they explained it to me, which is why communication is so important, is they were like, well, we're also giving you a drink token as well. It's not, you're getting something for that $20. Like, all right, I'm getting the beer and I'm tipping you. That's how I'm looking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I
wasn't upset about that when I realized and thought about it more, like why they were charging cover, because they were at capacity for sure. So, you know, want to get in, you got to pay. Once I took a moment to understand, I'm like, all right, cool, makes sense. So she taps me on the shoulder. I kept my token, by the way. It was gonna be like a momentum for me. So she tapped me on the shoulder, and like what can I get? What can I get with this?
And fuck out my face.
It was a split second where I'm like, be a smart ass or say I don't know.
Oh man.
I was like, it's like that meme where the guy's sweating, he's like trying to figure out which button to press.
Obviously we know which one I would press.
In my mind I was like, I don't fucking know. Do I look like I work here?
Yeah, man.
I'm just
on
wearing
this side
green.
of the bar. I'm standing next to you.
I'm right next to you. How the fuck would I know? The fuck is
Yeah.
Do you see a name tag?
Yeah.
I was just like, I was like, I don't know. I think you get a drink with it, and then turn back around. I didn't want to engage in conversation any further. I was just so irritated by the fact that that person asked me. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Why would you ask me?
Yeah,
I'm in the same position you are. We're in the same boat.
That same.
Why don't you wait till you get to the bar and ask the bartender who works here?
Yeah, that would be a better move. Or go back to the person who gave you the token.
Or that.
Like, hey, you gave me this. What can I get with it?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Don't ask some random person at the bar that's waiting to get a drink. Hey, what does this get me at this establishment? Dude, I don't fucking know. Do I look like I'm...
Yeah, I get that. People do tend to ask some of the weirdest questions whenever they're out like that. Like, I had someone ask me, did anyone find a hoodie? And I was like, I don't work here either. I was in the middle of a conversation with one of my friends, just like standing over, like, did anyone find a hoodie? I'm like, it's not a lost baby, dude. No one announced it to everybody. It's just like a wallet. If you don't find the person who found it, you're not gonna find it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that has nothing to do with me. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
No. I don't know what you can get, with token, or maybe I do. I don't know. But one of the things that I know we've both talked about it and tried to figure out, and I can't wait to actually talk to this. Is like having French style kitchen, not a French. Like I know that's something you really been wanting to go off on. So like I really want to hear your side. I want to say that I honestly don't even fuck at me. I haven't worked that have a lot of. At least if they did, I didn't work in the kitchen. So tell some of the people out there what is that?
Yes. All right. So I worked my first job here. They had a French style kitchen, which what I gathered and learned is there are different stations.
So you were a learner gatherer? You don't hunt?
Did I miss something? Wait. Oh, that was the last episode.
What? I was just talking about grade school. Like hunter gatherer, you were a learner gatherer. It just went right over your head. Sorry about that.
So I'm fucking lost. I'm gonna just keep rolling. So from what I ascertained, yeah, I'm gonna flip it around. There, in the kitchen, there's different stations. Everybody has a job assigned to them, a position, whatever. Somebody does the bread, salads, meats, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know the specifics of it, but every chef, cook, or whatever there is assigned a different station. And then depending on how much food is ordered, whatever, the expo or the whoever's running like line will course it out, to better experience. I don't fucking know. I don't know the reasons. We should have a chef that has worked in a French style kitchen to do that, to explain it.
We know one, and I'm back out to him.
Good. Yes, I will. So there's different roles in this. It's all assigned, and everything is sent out according to how the experience is supposed to be curated based on the restaurant and whatever thing is going on.
So everyone has their job.
Yeah. So like the appetizers and stuff will come out first, and then they'll wait till before they fire it. And for those who don't know, fire means to cook the item. And then, to curate the experience, to make them stay there longer, spend more money. Like it's all part of like the machine. So, and it makes sense for places that are built to do that, where you need generally like a lot of space for people to move around and everything get passed down wherever the fuck it is. That doesn't work in a bar that has 2 grills and then your refrigerator with all your condiments and shit. That doesn't work. I don't want to be specific. There was a point where, and these people were friendly, they were great, food was amazing, but they were trying to do like a French style kitchen in our regular ass kitchen in our bar that does cheeseburgers and salads and French fries. It's a
very small setup.
Just like very small menu, just bar food.
Yeah.
They're trying to do this and that. And what ended up happening is these tables were exceeding their 2-hour limit, because that was the limit for that event specifically. And people were asking me and where their like main course was or whatever, this and that. And I'm having to go tell the people that were running, taking over the kitchen for the day, like, hey, they need this. They need this. My manager's asking me like, hey, how much longer is that table going to be there? Like, yeah, people waiting. I'm like, dude, those people haven't even fired their food yet. Like, I don't know if you want to tell them to just do it all. They were trying to course it out instead of just, and that's not what people went to our establishment for. They didn't, they don't go in with the thought like, oh, this is going to be like a 3-course.
Nothing about where you work screams French.
No,
but not just saying like I'm saying French style. Yeah. Nothing about where you work
says we're going to course out your meal.
That's what you should be doing. Yeah, it's like, I want
absolutely
everything that I ordered at the exact same time.
Yeah. Maybe the fucking French fries come out first. Maybe, but
because
everything.
They're French.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
Yeah, like you said, nothing about the place I work says we're gonna course out your meal.
Right.
And I get that the people that took over our kitchen were a little bit excited to do this and that and wanted to create experience, but
you got to read the room.
Yeah, it kind of just made everybody else's jobs harder
Right.
because people were staying there longer than they were supposed to, and other reservations had to be pushed back. So it kind of just fucked
It's a
everything up.
cascading effect. Once
Yeah,
one
it
thing
is,
goes
and
down,
it was
everything starts
really
to fall back.
annoying for me to have to go back and ask the kitchen where these people's food were. It was 20 minutes since they got their first course. It's like, dude, just fucking send it all.
Right.
Send it all. This is not a
Fucking
5-star
full
restaurant,
send, man.
Yeah,
Full fucking send.
this is a bar
Yeah.
that has a kitchen, not a restaurant that has a bar. Like,
Right.
read the room, and that was my only.
This is why I love that where I work does not do.
Our light just went out.
Not out.
Oh, this light.
It probably is too hot.
It probably did get too hot.
Probably did get hot in here.
Is it?
No, we can pause it for now and come back.
Yeah, no. Keep saying what you were saying. I'm gonna fix it.
Oh, wow. Wow. Gonna sit here and tell me that I'm gonna get screen time and take it away?
Yep.
You fucking bastard.
Hey, man.
This is
Got you.
That's some very Hollywood type of shit of
You
you.
had your 15 milliseconds. But
That's
yeah,
more than
like,
I thought I was gonna get. It's more than I've been giving some people.
Little baby one.
Yeah, it's just
A
a
little baby one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my only gripe with them. Everything else was cool. It's just like you said, a cascading domino effect. You know, you can't if you're. This is very specific, but if you're somebody that doesn't have your own restaurant and you do pop-ups and stuff, don't do things your way because that's not your house. Like you're helping whoever out by providing a service, but you're also still a guest there in that house.
Right.
So you should act accordingly and service accordingly. I feel like that's, I don't know, that may be kind of a harsh take, but I
don't think it's a harsh take. I think it's more and more you're starting to see where people don't take the time to think about what consequences, whatever it is that they want.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is they're doing. There's no thought of the future accountability. Like, what if I do this, what does it cause later?
Mm-hmm.
People have kind of lost that, where it's just like, well, this is what I want, or this is what I'm doing, and then that's all they care about. Every action has a reaction.
For sure.
So if you're gonna come into someone else, like you say, coming into someone else's house, and think that you're just gonna do the way, it's just not gonna work because it wasn't set up that way. That's gonna have a cascading effect. They just thought, well, we'll do it the way we always do it.
Yeah.
And they came in with this idea of, I wanna paint this particular picture. But if you don't have the canvas to paint on,
mm-hmm.
why are you
or
gonna
even
make
the fucking paint?
You know, like, yeah, what are you gonna do? You don't write big capital letters on a small birthday card.
If you want to do that shit, do it in your own space.
Right.
Don't fuck up everything else for everybody.
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it really fucked up my money, but it made
Oh
it
no, it fucked
stressful.
up your money for sure.
Yeah.
It absolutely fucked up your
Because
money. It
other
fucked up
people had to wait
everyone's
longer
money.
than reservations, and they may have walked the fuck off. I don't know. So.
And even if they didn't, I guarantee you they'll think at least 2 or 3 more times before they come back.
Yeah.
And that's not even a reflection, like going to be a full reflection on whatever that pop-up was.
Yeah.
It could be just a reflection on you guys.
Yeah.
They might not even realize what a pop-up is.
Little do they know.
Could think it's like that every time.
Yeah. And we don't serve this food every time. This was just a one-off thing. So yeah, I don't really know who that tangent was for, as far as like anybody to like, you know, relate or whatever. But I think it was just more so just trying to get that off my chest because it's
got to get it off.
Yeah.
You had a couple weeks where you didn't get to get anything off your chest, so I get it, man. I get it. You know, like
Jesus Christ again. I got this. Don't worry.
All right. Maybe turn it down a little bit. That's probably what it is. Probably overheating. Yeah. But just turn it down. And remember, both times in this, you're going to have to actually go in there and. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Because somebody wanted to do the editing today. They get to do the editing. And don't forget to add the music too, to like background. Yeah, cool. And we're back. I made notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks
I got you, man. Hey, man, I'm here for you.
Is that the timestamps for everything else or just those?
No, just for those instances.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're still rolling and shit. This is all gonna be included.
Hey, sometimes just let people know how the sausage gets made, man. It's not all fun and games. But you're gonna have to carry us through this if I got to do these timestamps.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's really about it though. That's that everything just to bring this home. Yeah, it was kind of annoying. It fucks up with everybody's money, and of course, everybody here knows how we feel when it comes to fucking up our money. You fuck with money, then we got a problem.
Yeah,
we got a problem. If I got to tell people, hey, yeah, sorry, it's gonna be another 20 minutes because they thought this was this and this ain't that.
This is this and this ain't that.
They thought it was this, but this ain't that.
What the fuck you think you are?
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't work in a dive bar, but I don't work in a 5-star restaurant.
True.
That's it.
True.
We have bar food, cheeseburgers, wings, salads. And they're all delicious, by the way. That's no shade.
Yeah, no, that burger I got there was actually it was worth, like, you didn't overhype it. You told me the food was good. It was actually really, which I don't mind. What I do mind, motherfuckers are, and they want to start like talking about this and that. Didn't ask them anything about it, like wanting to brag to you about shit or giving you their whole life story, especially when the only thing you asked was like, "Hey, what can I get for you?" Hey,
I didn't need to know you own a Fortune 500 company. Exactly. What the fuck does that got to do with the shitty ass martini you're gonna order?
Yeah, I don't care about that in the slightest. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come in and I'm asking you what I could get for you, I just want to know what I can get for you. Not like, oh man, I just came from this other place and then I did this, then I had that, and then I did this.
And now I know why your cousin got married 3 times, and I still don't know what you want to fucking drink.
Right. You know, recently, someone came in. I hadn't seen them in, which was very good. Very happy that I hadn't seen them.
Oh, okay, good.
They aren't one of my favorite people. They're not one of my least favorite either. They're one of those people that suck the air out of a room because they're sucking up talking. This is coming from someone who sucks up the air in the room talking about himself. This motherfucker pissing me off about it. I was like, yo, what can I get you to drink?
Ain't like, enough air for the both of us.
He's all like, exactly, bro. One of us got to go. You know, but he just goes off on this tangent about how he just got this new job and work's going great. And he's making all this money and this, that. And he's like, and I don't have to serve food. And the whole time, I thought he was trying to tell me what his order was or talking about where I work. Like the first couple words, I was like, are you trying to tell me your order? Because I couldn't understand what he was saying. And then when my brain finally clicked to where it's like, I was like, oh, he's talking about where I work. Like, oh man, the money is good here. And we don't have food. Oh yeah, we don't have food here. So what can I get for you? And he paused and he was like, I was like, I was trying to take your order. He's like, oh, I was just telling you about this job I got. And I was like, I don't fucking care, bro. I don't even know your name.
What do you want to drink?
I literally just want to know your drink order. You know, if it wasn't for the people you walked in here with, I probably wouldn't have recognized you. No offense. No offense.
And none should be taken.
You know, and that's also one of the things I heard about that person. First time I met. Everybody else at work. Hot.
And you know, I tend to talk about myself a lot sometimes too.
But there's sitting online wearing sunglasses, not prescription. No one's surprised to hear that.
I prescribed them to myself, so they are prescription.
Yeah,
but right. It just
I'll shut up.
It's different when somebody's just like nonstop trying to brag. Like, hey, give yourself your flowers, whatever, up yourself or whatever. But when it's like almost seems like you're really trying hard to flex to show people like, look how good my life is. Like, all right, well, if you're not gonna give me money that you are getting because of your new job that's giving you so much money, shut the fuck up and tell me what you want to drink.
That's the other thing.
Like if you're not gonna give me that money, I don't fucking care.
They didn't even tip that fat, bro. Like,
oh my god, but they're making so much money.
You're telling me all this money you're making and you're not tipping me, and your service industry. That makes it worse.
That's a cardinal sin.
That makes it so much.
That is a cardinal sin.
Yo.
That's like I had one, but I lost it.
Cardinal like, sin's good enough.
That my people back home, that's like putting ketchup on a hot dog.
I didn't know that. Not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I also can't.
Yeah. That's a cardinal sin.
Chicago mode.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wearing a Chicago shirt.
Oh, all right. See how that, how that just cratered out right
there? Yeah. Kind of like how that conversation with him.
Yep. Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you're, oh, God, they hold you verbally hostage. Mm-hmm. Oh, God damn, dude. I'm just thinking about the time zone when that's happened. And I'm trying to do my job and service other people, but I can't because you won't shut the fuck up. But I don't want to be rude and just walk away. It's, oh, God, it's a conundrum.
It's
a fucking...
It's abusive.
Yeah.
Very abusive.
Like, please, let me go.
Like, I have to stand here. Listen to this. Why would you do this to me? Why? Why would you do this to me? I thought we were cool.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I've never liked anybody who brags behind the bar. The people who have always taken care of me the best or taken care of my peers, they were always the quieter people behind them. Or not behind the bar, but
I gotta pry a conversation out of you most of the time. Sometimes it's like, my man, how the fuck are you doing? Yeah. God damn, talk to me.
Yeah. I mean, that just happened on my last shift yesterday. You know, one of the nicest tips we got yesterday was from someone that, you know, they don't come in all the time, but like we know them, got respect for them. They got respect for us and take care of us. So extra today. And I know they got money. I know they can afford it. So that's dope.
I just thought of something randomly that happened to me while I was at the bar crawl. I fucking hate I'm just gonna say like I hate the bartenders that fail to keep track of who's next. Because one of the bars I went to was not that busy, mind you. There's still plenty of room at the bar top. Well, I came up there, and he skipped me twice because people just kind of like I'm standing like this, right? And then one guy comes in and kind of like gets right here in front of me. He services them. Like, and like two girls come in, and I'm like, dude, I can kind of understand like the girls, whatever, but I'm like, bro, you saw me. I was already here.
They should at least work you in.
Right? Instead of
just you're there by yourself, right? Or at least standing at the bar by yourself.
Yeah, I was getting drinks for my friend and shit, but at least like, okay, grab their order and then grab mine too at the same time. Nope, he just went and did whatever. I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
Being on the other side, and I know people that go to bars, they probably hate that too. But yeah, that shit's fucking annoying. Like, try to keep a mental track of like who's in line next. Do not be afraid to tell people to hold on. I love telling people, wait, I'm servicing somebody else.
Right. And a lot of times that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Just, like, hey, just the acknowledgement.
Be right there with you.
Hey, I see you. I'll be right there. And that's something that took me a long time to get good at, you know. And there have been times where I've been worse at it or better at it. You know, I try to be as good as possible with it now, especially. All of my peers are really good at it as well. I don't want that to be a flaw in my game and me not be given the best service I can be given.
And like the only reason I got so pressed about it because I empathize, I understand. But one, it wasn't that busy.
Right.
Bars empty enough.
It's even worse.
You did it to me twice. You did it to me twice.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on, man. What are you doing? All I was ordering was just 2 Budweisers. That's all I wanted. And he had support.
Right.
I still tipped him.
And you probably would have tipped more than people that he took care of first.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure of it. Because I mean, I'm just being honest.
I tipped $2 per beer, so
yeah.
You're right. I would have tipped more.
Yeah.
Was it through 4 per beer?
Just to be honest, just in the law of averages, a lot of times, depending on if you see like a guy by himself or 2 guys, or see women by herself, women, the numbers don't always add up in your favor. Like 2 women, 1 woman is one thing. 2 women, never know. Then you got to start reading like body language, how how they talk to you, how they acknowledge you. That because a lot of times lately, a lot of women don't have to buy their own drinks.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. I'm not saying it as a complaint. Like,
right.
I know it might have sounded like that in the beginning with how I slowed down to say that. It is what it is. It's just like, people from a different country. Like, I had a group of people yesterday that were clearly foreign because they could not even communicate with me as far as what they wanted. I knew I wasn't going to get a good time, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give them less service. You know what I mean? Like, it's like with that guy, like, you always are supposed to play the law of averages as opposed to him just saying, well, it's 2 women. I got to serve 2 women. Or it's 1 woman. I got to serve 1 woman. How about you just serve everybody? Because you never know who's going to.
I've also learned, too, that a lot of foreigners don't understand the concept of a tab.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had that experience this past weekend. I asked this lady, she wanted to start a tab, and she's like, yeah, okay. And then I go to serve somebody else. She's like, wait, where's my card? I'm like, well, you said you want, we hold on to the card. She's like, well, why? I'm like, well, you said you want to start a tab. So we got to hold on to it, and then we'll charge you at the end of it. She's like, oh, why can't I just pay now? I'm like, so you want to close it out? She's like, no, I'll be back. I'm like,
maybe we should set up a booth at LAX just for people who plan on bar hopping while in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And just teach a class to people from every fucking walk of life. Like, hey, this is how it is in American bars. You just fucking set that up as a course.
We should.
That would be fucking dope. So the people who are coming in from another country, you don't want them to feel unwelcome, out of place, like they fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the customs. You wouldn't want that to happen to you.
And it doesn't help when their English may not be 100%.
Right.
Like, she spoke well, but sometimes slang, phrases, dialect, whatever can get lost in translation depending on how they learned English.
Right.
So I'm not shaming this woman or talking shit or trying to make fun of her. It was just that moment where it was like, where I had to realize, like, oh, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, here, you know what? I just went ahead and closed her out.
Right.
So that was it. Took a second for me going like annoyed, mad, and then like, oh, you don't understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It's crazy that we have to go through like mental layers of like, are you fucking with?
Yeah.
Or do you just not? Or are you being an asshole? Or do you just not? Because there are people who are being assholes.
Yeah.
And they are being dicks. Like, we have to make those split second decisions all the time, and it can get tiring.
Yeah, I think it also had to do with because I wouldn't say we were too busy, but at my weekend spot, we finally got liquor in. We got a liquor license, so we got a full rail of liquor. It was freaking great. It was great. It was amazing. I loved it. It was awesome. I love it. I know we're gonna make so much fucking money this summer. I cannot fucking wait. So it was a good like opening weekend with Paddys and then the events that we had. So it was really nice to kind of give us like I would say a stress test for like the entire crew and shit. And this is no shade, but I know that some of the other bars, I'm saying that a lot, dude. I'm talking a lot of shit. It's really not. It's really not
wearing them. No.
But some of them don't have as much bartending experience, more so like beer tending, wine pouring and stuff, which still, that's something to learn too.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to ask you about that because you guys just got liquor this weekend.
Yeah.
And
so
I know there's not a ton of experience after you.
There's only a couple of us there, but I'm the one that works there the most out of the others that have experience. So sometimes it kind of just feels like, and I'm not really trying not to brag or anything like that. I'm just speaking objectively. So it was kind of like having to coach them and teach them like how to do this and that, and by no means was I shaming them for asking a question. Like, hey, if you have a question, ask it. There is no dumb questions. Please do not hesitate. Even if you feel like this is silly, just ask.
Right.
Fucking ask.
Right.
I don't care.
Which is good on you.
Yeah.
To say that.
Yeah. Like, for sure. Just please ask away. I'd rather you ask and me tell you that this and that. So some people were coming up asking for certain cocktails that we may not have been equipped to do, but still had to make it work. Like, we didn't have mixing glasses to make like Manhattans or old fashions. The way that I've learned to make old fashions is in the mixing glass most of the time. I know you said like I don't make mine in the glass. I actually prefer it that way, but I don't know. There's just something about doing it in mixing glass in front of people that I feel is like a little bit like whatever.
Yeah.
So
it's a presentation. I understand.
Yeah, for sure. So I think like having to do it in the tin was a little weird, especially like a Manhattan, and because I had to make that one of those and an old fashioned. I think I made a martini too, so it was a little weird doing it in just the tin. And I'm thinking like, man, I don't think it's gonna taste shitty. Like I'm doing the best I can because we didn't have Demerara either, so I had to use like the Luciardo, the juice from the Luciardo cherries to like sweeten it up. So I even told him like, hey, we don't have this, but let me see what I can do. This and that. We have bitters and everything else. But do you ever go to a place think like, oh, they don't have mixing glass or certain tools to make this, like they don't have a muddler, so they're not gonna crush the sugar correctly or whatever. Like, do you feel like, damn, this is maybe not the spot to get this kind of cocktail? Or
well, I mean, I got to read the rest of the bar. I got to read the rest of the room. I don't want to get judgmental about it. Like, oh, I can't see it, so they must have it. Sometimes it may be tucked away because I do. Maybe that bartender good at it or trying to get good at it. Never know. I mean, and if it's like a quiet time at the bar, I might ask some of those just to test them out, non-judgmental, of course. You know, they can do, they have, but I also don't want that person that asked for something and then to ask for them. How to read.
I just remembered two things. One, that same night, somebody asked for espresso martini. A coworker turned and said, "You make an espresso martini?" I'm like, "We don't have any coffee." And I said it loud enough. I'm like, "We don't have any coffee." So then he asked, which he didn't know was the owner, like, "So can you make an espresso martini?" He turned around. He's like, "We don't have any coffee." Like, oh, you guys can't make it. He's like, "No, we're not gonna brew coffee just for you."
I don't understand how people think if I ask you multiple ways, the answer is gonna change.
Yeah. It's like, oh, like, damn it, you tricked me.
You asked three times. I gotta say yes after the third try. To.
And then the second thing I remembered is, can't pinpoint it, but I remember being at a bar, seeing somebody ordering an old fashioned, and the bartender shook it. In the tin, because they didn't have mixing glasses, and that was what I was gonna order. But when I saw that, I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I do not want that. I'm good. I am.
I used to work with somebody who they would do that on purpose. If someone ordered an old fashioned Manhattan or something like that, be doubled over as But if someone would ask for that at like 12 o'clock, and you got bars just fucking jumping, and like, can I get an old fashioned? And they would literally put all the contents in the tin, not muddle anything. They just throw everything in the tin, shake the shit out of it, and just dump it in the glass. Everything's still inside, and be like, here, asshole, ask me for that right now.
That's what I do with my mojitos when it's busy. That's what I do. I understand that, but for more context, it wasn't that busy.
Yeah.
So they could have done it, but that's funny as shit, though. I love that. I love everything about that. Like, you want to be an asshole to order that? Fucking same thing with the mojito. Fucking crush that mint.
Yeah, I used to be like that with mojitos, but I kind of like let it go. I'll say like I've let it go where I'm at now because I don't get asked as much. But just because of doing it for so long, I understand that the person who orders a mojito is not an expert. They don't know what the fuck they're ordering.
That's true.
Sorry, like you order something like a mojito, AMF, or some stupid ass drink, or if they want a whiskey sour and they're like, but not with egg whites. I'm like, so you want a whiskey lemonade then? Just say that shit. Yeah. That's not a whiskey sour. That's a whiskey lemonade. I can make you a whiskey lemonade. It's faster. You know, I don't mind making it. Don't tell me you want a whiskey sour with no egg white. That just means you want a whiskey lemonade. That's fine.
That's okay.
But yeah, like,
which isn't bad either.
I don't try to hold it against anyone. Oh, some people are just a little bit. Well, that's what this show is for. A lot of these people are very inexperienced, and I've had, and I know you have too. People have come up and told us like, dude, I learned this from watching the show or listening to it. Like that was a question I always had. And like for those of you out there that are wondering, if you order a mojito, yes, we are judging you.
For sure.
We are.
100%.
I'm just not as angry about it anymore. I'm so old now that I've just kind of rolled over and given up.
Somebody had asked me for mojito that same event twice.
Ooh.
And we didn't have mint, and it made me so happy to tell them, like, sorry, we don't have any mint. They're like, oh. But
it'd be a lot cooler if you did.
But to balance that out, I was like, I can make you something similar because we had like a cucumber minty, like a fresh cucumber syrup. So it had like a minty profile without having mint in it. And I'm like, I can make you something else though. And they loved it.
Yeah.
So as much as I'm talking shit and being an asshole, I did find a compromise to make sure they got a drink that they would enjoy. Yeah.
We're gonna vent. We're gonna vent and we're gonna talk shit.
Yeah.
We're still gonna do it.
Yeah.
We're not happy about it.
I was just so happy to tell them no to a mojito because we were starting to get busy, and I'm like, you're that fucking person.
Yeah.
And I can tell you no because we don't have it.
Yeah. It was but so great. I'm not gonna lie, even if I do have it, it will depend on the situation, because if I'm stuck behind the bar by myself and like say someone called out, so I'm by myself, or we were slow earlier and at the bar by myself. Either situation, I don't fucking care. The work's got to get done. But if you see I'm busy up in you after sucking them down after like 4 seconds, eventually I'm just gonna lie and tell you I ran out of mint. I'll throw the mint out in front of your fucking face. I don't care.
Right out of the trash can.
We're out of mint. I'm not doing that anymore. You know? So you do have to read the room.
People don't seem to understand that we kind of have that power to do that.
Yeah.
Like we can just flat out say no. And if it's too busy to do something like that, our managers, hopefully most of the time, will have our backs and they'll be like, no, order something. Get a vodka soda.
A good manager would, because a good manager will say, they will look at the situation and say, hey, maybe we shouldn't be making these however many step cocktails because service is going to get slowed down so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's just do simple cocktails, beer and wine, stuff like that can get done fast. Get these drinks in people's hands so we can get them, to back up a little bit or at ease. A good manager will do that.
For sure.
A good manager will do that. Sure.
And I actually, I love that. I love that.
And I will also say a good guest will do that too. Whether they're a service industry or not. I've seen plenty of times where this is one of the few times you can give me your life story and I'm not going to be upset when I'm like, hey, what can I get for you? And you're like, man, I would love a fucking mojito right now, but I'm not going to lie. I can see you're busy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm here long enough, have time later, I'm going to get one. But let me just get this for now. Even though you've taken up my time with that story, I understand where you're coming from. Like, all right, look,
you empathize.
You're not telling me you're doing me a favor. You're telling me like, man, I really want this. Empathizing with you that you're working your fucking ass off.
I can respect that.
You know what I mean? Like, I love that shit. To me, that's just as good as getting a tip, because it's like, all right, you got my fucking back.
Yeah.
And guess what will also happen? I will find a way to work in a mojito for you. I will find a way to work in that difficult ass fucking cocktail, because you're actually letting me know you give a fuck about me, not just I'm like your drink, robot. And like, I fucking love that shit. I love giving people what they want. I love saying no to assholes. But when it comes to like taking care of my guests,
considerate people,
nothing makes me happier when I'm at work than taking care of the guests.
When I can provide you a great experience and I know you're gonna appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
As much as we love to say how we enjoy saying no, we said it before. It's good. We want you to have a good time. Yeah. We do. We're gonna talk shit, but we want you to have a good time.
Everybody's gonna talk shit.
Don't get that shit twisted.
Everybody's gonna talk shit.
Do not get that shit twisted.
It is what it is. I'm gonna talk my shit. But yeah, I want you to come back. Plus, I want you to tell me that I'm the best bartender you've ever seen. Like, even though I know it's bullshit, like, cool. Give me hyperbole. I can deal with that.
I'll take that.
Fluff up my chest a little bit today and feel like I'm the best bartender you've ever seen. You might even be telling me the truth. You never fucking know.
I
You
don't
never
know.
know,
I don't
man.
care, but I'm gonna take that anyways, and I'm gonna use that
I'm gonna
to
take those flowers,
power through.
even if they plastic, they still flowers.
They'll never die. They'll never die.
Yeah, exactly. Never, just like that compliment. Just like the compliment, man.
Exactly.
I'll definitely take that. Um, I did want to touch on one thing. I thought about segueing, and then I was like, nah, I don't want to segue.
You said it
That's fair.
twice. You said it twice.
That is very
That is twice.
okay. So
Yeah, go ahead.
this is something we can end the show on, and it's I don't know if you've gotten to this point, as we're like 10 years difference.
Mm.
I'm definitely at that point where you're working with coworkers who are new to the service industry, and it's like watching a baby giraffe try to learn how to walk. It's just so rough. The older you get, like the longer you've been in the game, is because you know all these different things that you're going to be looking for in the job, in the shift, and that. And sometimes you get those young coworkers who like they take to it, off to the races,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes you get those ones where it's like, man, we have to get you a wheelchair, buddy. You ain't running nowhere because this is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
You have to tell them the same thing repeatedly. Oh, where they just ask like day one questions. They're already past the 90-day mark, and you've already answered that question before. You know, like speak on it. Have you had this happen to you yet? Because for me, it feels like it's
Yes.
happening more and more
Yes.
every year.
And I will not put any specifics or give any examples because I love this coworker so much. But that happens where certain questions are asked and you're like, because I enjoy working with you, because I like you, I'm just gonna answer the question and I give you a smart ass remark. But in my mind, I'm like, what do you think? What do you think? I'm putting no specifics on there.
Do you have like a way that you look at them when that happens?
It depends on the coworker. If I don't like the coworker, for sure I'm gonna be an asshole. If I like them and I know because you're just trying to like,
No, I mean like, are you
understand.
able to control your face, kind of deal? Because
I hope so.
I know
hope
full
so.
well I cannot.
I sure as shit hope
I
so.
am fucking terrible at hiding what I'm thinking on my face when I hear a dumb fuck.
If it's busy enough, I don't have time to react. I just answer. But if it's slow enough, I will be like, "Fuck, did you just ask me?"
I don't. Honest. Mine is best way I can sum it up is I look at that coworker the way I was looked at as a child growing up in the South. I would ask a stupid ass. They just look at me like, really? Ask me that. Like, and I can't fucking help it. Especially if I know for a fact I've already answered for you. This is, and love this person. They are adorable. They are a sweetheart. They drive me up a fucking wall. One thing I asked them to never do, interrupt me. If I'm at the terminal punching shit in, call me over. If I'm talking to a guest, don't call me. If I'm in the middle of a conversation, just walk up and start blurting shit out like a fucking toddler who tell a story. That's all I ask. Don't interrupt what's going on. Reason being is because whatever flow of thought I'm on, if you break it, I might not get it back.
Yeah.
If I'm in the middle of typing in an order, don't break my concentration. I'm talking to a guest, they may be telling me the order. I'm trying to burn that into my brain for the next 20.
For sure.
Don't interrupt me. If I'm talking to a manager, maybe we're talking about something important and maybe I don't even get the chance to talk to them about it again because it's the flow of the night. Just be respectful.
Again, I'm gonna preface this by saying that I very much love my coworkers. They're great. They're wonderful. Great people. We have a great time. We get the job done. We're an excellent team. But some of that did happen this past weekend. Again, it was
that's why I was bringing it up.
It
I
was
wanted to ask you about that.
It was like our first time having alcohol, so I know they were gonna have questions, and I know I kind of expected that. There were certain times where they were trying to ask me something which I would have answered, you know, willingly, no problem. But it was like I was trying to punch in orders, this and that, and having guests trying to talk to me too. And then they asked me something, and I had to answer it for them so they can go do their job. And then I come back and I'm like, they just tell me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck. But I didn't want to make them feel like they couldn't ask me anything, because that would have felt, I would have felt really shitty.
Because you also don't want them to fail.
Yes.
Because they never asked you. Like, I don't want to see you fail.
No,
because if you
not.
fail, I fail.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if you get fired, we got to hire somebody else. I might not even like that motherfucker. Why do you think I want to get rid of you? I'd rather keep you here. My advice to everyone, you know, especially when you're just getting started out in the industry, is think of it as if you were still on that side. Don't just assume that now you're on this side and just jump in whenever you want. Have that same sense of thought of, if they're in the middle of something and I'm on this side of the bar, I'm not just going to yell out at them.
Yeah.
Because they're probably going to turn around and be like, what the fuck? Also think about, what would you want? Think about how many times you walked up to a terminal as a server and went to go punch stuff in, and a guest comes up and starts talking to you about a whole bunch of other shit. I can guarantee you right now, there are hundreds of other instances where a coworker didn't interrupt you because they saw you at the terminal.
Oh,
they just waited their turn. Just think about that. That extra thought. You know? Don't just be a little kid.
I do want to reiterate though that the people that I work with, excellent. They asked great questions, and then they got the job done. Like they did a great fucking job. It was just a few times where I had to concentrate. They had a question. Again, don't want you to think like, oh, I'm not gonna ask anything else because he's gonna yell at me.
All right.
It was really frustrating.
Yeah,
it was really frustrating. But
I
take it with a grain of salt, and this is with love. But like, it's weird because I'm by no means up here, but where I work at,
none of us are.
Where I work at, and because I work there, I guess with the most experience, it was just kind of weird to be either thrusted or just saw there was
kind of weird to get thrusted at work, especially if you didn't ask for it. You get a raise, man.
And not that
dry January got you.
Not that it was bestowed upon me or anything like that. It just in my mind, the way I am, I was like, well, somebody's got to take command, or it's like, well, I know my abilities and my skill level. I know I can do this, and I just, you know, not. I'm by no means the manager there or whatever. I'm same level as they are. I just have a little bit more experience. So I'm like, well, let me share what I know with you. It's just weird for me being a little bit more experienced than some people behind the bar, because most of the time I'm with people that are more experienced than me. So it was a little weird. Yeah. People to ask me stuff and my opinion and this and that. I'm like,
yeah, I know, man. I already know I know how you feel.
It was weird.
I remember. It was a long time ago, but I remember how that felt, man. I remember how it felt.
It was very, very weird.
Yeah, like they come up to you like, hey, do you know how to do this or this and that? And you're like, are you asking? Yeah, that's why you're asking
me. Yeah. It was weird. It was weird, but it's kind of cool. Kind of comes full circle.
Man, I love, like, you know, seeing the blood come into the service industry, you know, like it keeps it fresh. I learn new shit. I can teach shit. You know, I'm not gonna be doing this.
You know
shit
what
forever,
I love? You know what I love is the energy they bring. Because they're so happy and so vibrant, and life hasn't shitted on them yet.
They haven't been beat down yet.
Full of optimism and hope, and you see it in their eyes. They're very bright and colorful. It's like, thank you. I'm gonna take some of that. Yeah, because you have so much optimism. Life hasn't beat your ass yet.
And you notice, like, a lot of times, like,
fucking love it.
Those coworkers, especially if they're like really young, and I don't mean like just women. I'm talking about men, women,
either one of them,
whatever.
both.
But if they're like really, really young and really naive, and they come in and they just have like good energy, and it's like, you know, like all that optimism. But you see the people who have like been doing it the longest, kind of like drape over him, like, hey, let me reel you in a little bit, because this you might get fucked over, man, if you're not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me guide you in the right direction. You know, like you're like a kid on the playground. You're like, man, you're gonna get hurt. I'm sorry. You know, I have actually Xavier. So this isn't even mine. I can't take credit for this. This is all Xavier. But he gave me this term. Unbeknownst to him, I was paying attention, but he's said it several times. So it's his. It's not mine. He said it several times. And we have this one coworker, and when she's talking about this and that, especially when she's talking about going out and drinking, whatever, and having fun, he's like, man, what do you be drinking when you go out? Capri-Suns? It's like... Thank you for not spitting in my face, bro. I appreciate that. Shout out to X for that one, man.
I wasn't ready for it. I took a sip at the wrong time.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff in here, YouTube, that I could not.
But no, it's the perfect fucking term for those young ass coworkers, man. It's the perfect term in my opinion, because it's like,
dude, I was not ready.
They come in, they got all that energy, and then, you know, everybody loves them. Everyone loves Capri-Suns, bro. Everyone loves Capri-Suns. You know what I'm saying? And you know, then you get those people on the playground that the only thing they want to do is stick their straw in it. Capri-Sun. And on that note, you got anything else you want to cover this week, man? We're coming up on up on an hour, so
damn,
giving them.
That was an accident.
Today. Yeah,
mean to do that. Yeah.
Man,
thank you, Junior, for filling in for me last week.
Thank you, Junior.
Appreciate you, man.
Again.
As always. I think next week we're gonna have a really cool guest. It'll be fun.
We were supposed to do that today, but they had a prior engagement. Yeah. But I'm really looking forward to that one.
You know what? Really I already know how it's gonna go. Yeah. I have a feeling I know it's gonna go.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should apologize or just be like, hey, you know what, man?
You subscribed, you signed up for this.
Yeah.
So, you know, just take it. Yeah,
just take it.
We're not like Nike. We just take it.
We don't just do it. We just take it. All right. That's it. All right. Bye, everybody. Take care.